I'm Sheila with Sweetie's Creations and Decor, and we're going to do some more peat pots, but they're going to be a little different today. So this will be our second in our segment for them. We're going to use the large ones today. So come on in, let's get started. So the first thing I did, I got this wood box. I got this from the Ollie's. If you have the Ollie's store at your home, in your city, they are great places to get some good surfaces sometimes. You just have to kind of look. So this was just a wood block. I love this. I am going to cut this off, or you can use the back side here. So I'm going to tell you what we've done so that you'll know what we did, and I'll show you what we did yesterday in case you missed it. We took this is called lace. It is a stencil that you can get. There's a link. If you are on my Facebook, you can see the link there for Vintage Retail Therapy, and you can get these there. And I just went ahead and stenciled that, and I used the metallic paint and white sand and the cream puff. I'm excited to see you today. Welcome. So that's what I used for that. And then I took, this one is called Baroque Corners. And I took this piece, let's see, which one did I use? I think it's this one. This one right here. And I used it in the corners. And then I took a little bit of the other stencil and did a little bit here. Just a couple of little colors. And this is in the blush metallic. These are all Paint Pixie Paints. And that's what I've done so far on here to get it a little prepared. That's what we're going to do. Let me show you what we did yesterday in case you missed that. And this is a small version of some little small ones. I did use a stencil in the background for this one, and it was the vines. So if you need the names of any of those, just leave me a comment and I'll get back to you and tell you what that is. But that's the small one from yesterday. We're going to put it out of our way, and we're going to get started on this one. So welcome to my YouTube and my Facebook friends today. Now I'm going to show you some alternatives for these peat pots in case you can't find them or you don't want to use them, you want to use something else. So these are just some little alternatives. You could take a piece of cardboard and you could just fold your edges and you could put those on. Okay, you may want to put something on the bottom, or you can glue your flowers on the back. And you wouldn't have to have something. Just glue them in. Then you have some little pockets you can use for that one. You could use a piece of, this is just from one of your bags from Amazon. You could fold that over and you could use that. And these are really good, and crumble them up and just make them look very vintage. Then you could paint them any color you want and make those more vintage. Or you could use some cardstock paper, which is what a lot of people do that do journaling. They will take these, they'll fold the edges, they'll fold this, and sometimes they leave it out like that, and then they put little pockets down in their journaling. So there's just some alternatives if you don't have the peat pots or don't find them, okay? And today we're going to use these bigger peat pots. So hello everybody. Hey Cheryl and hey Jeanette from our Backroom Creations. Y'all be sure and follow my friends if you see them on here. And we're going to paint these. I do have a little paint on them. Some of them were already painted where I had thought about using them for something else. So I'm going to take a little bit of the metallic paint in the white sand. We're going to just take an old, just a brush I have from the Dollar Tree. And we're just going to go in and put a little bit more of this just to give it a little bit of a shimmer. It may be hard for you to see on camera, but we're just putting a little bit of a shimmer on there. Hey, sweetheart. Hey, Doodle Denise. Hey, Karen. Good to see you today. Hey, Diva Designs. Hey, my sweet friend. That's Mira. That is where you can get this stencil, and I do have that in my comments where you can go and get you some. Mara makes these stencils herself, in case you don't know that. She does do these and thinks about what she wants to do, and her stencils are very good quality. As you will see, as I showed you, they're thicker, and so they do really well. and you want to offload your brush as you're stenciling because you don't want it to bleed. So the less is more. And if it's not enough, you can add another layer. Just, you know, go around and add some more where you need it. Hey, Pam, good to see you today. Hey, Anita. So these are just going to be a little bit of fun today. Something, I know some of you said, I love those. I would love to see some of the larger peat pots. So that's what these are. These, I'm not sure if these came from Hobby Lobby or if they came from Walmart or the dollar store or if I ordered them online. I can't remember. I've had these a little while. They had a little paint on them, so I'm just kind of dabbing them up. They do not have to be all the same. Do not. Just do what you like. Some of these have a little more than others. And this metallic is just going to give it a little bit more of a shimmer. A little bit more of a shimmer. Then I'm going to tell you what we're going to do with some more on here. Just a little bit of paint here, just a little bit. We're not using a lot. We're just dabbing off and just using it a little bit. Hey, Annabelle from Lou Bell. Hot Mess Creations, good to see you today. Hey, Denise. All right, we are so excited that you joined us today. And so then I'll put these back over here to dry. I took my little stamp and I just stamped this one. I want it to look a little bit more French. It's a little French writing. So we're going to take our stamp and we're going to do a little bit on our edge. So I've got this stamp here. I've got a couple. I did do some stamping down here and I might add some more of that. Now you also can do a stencil there. I'm going to remove this for just a moment over this way. Take our stamp. Now this one has a little backing that you can peel back and then you can put it back on. So you can peel the whole thing or just parts of where you want to use it. So I'm going to take the whole thing off and I'll put that back on. It's going to help protect your stamp. And then your stamp is on this side. And then you've got these little blocks that you can use. Now sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Just stick it the best you can. And then we're going to take our ink. I'm just going to go down. I'm just going to do the whole thing. And if my stamper doesn't stick like this, I'll just take it and use it as a press. Okay, that should give us enough ink just to do the little edges. And I'm just going to do it in different random areas. Does not have to be complete. It can be just part of a stamp. So don't worry about it being complete. Just a little part of that. That's going to make it a little bit more French. You still got plenty of ink. So just take another spot and just do it very gently. And then you got that. I'm not making them all the same. Just going to be in some different places. This is just to add a little character. You could add any kind of stamps that you want and any color of ink that you want. You can also use your Tim Holtz products on this as well. I'm just putting a little bit just to give it a little bit different look. It's totally up to you what you want to do. We're going to use 5 of these. I'm going to put that one right there and that one right there. Okay. These are a little fragile, so just be careful with them. A little bit of stamping for that. Okay. That's some smaller stamp. Then I've got the larger one, and we will work with it. So we've got those. We're going to let those kind of dry. Now, one is bigger than the others, and that's okay. They come whole. You can take your X-Acto knife. Be careful. And just X-Acto knife all the way around. Now, sometimes the sides will not, like one might be bigger than the other. That doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be all uniform. It is okay. All right. So now let's get our bigger stamp. Let's see if we can get this one to work today. Sometimes they stick better than others, just depends. These are not some really expensive ones at all. So I'm just going to kind of press that a little bit like that. You will get a little ink on you, but you'll be okay. We'll put our ink up. Let's just stick it over there out of our way. And now we're going to take this one. Let's see if we can get it to kind of stick on here. And you see that I put a little bit of the ink right in here. Just a little highlight. That's all we're doing, is just highlighting it. Now, Mara is great at mixing her colors and her stencils, and I am learning from her. So you can always learn from somebody. She is also in Craft Round the Clock, so you can watch her there. Okay. And a little bit over in there. Nothing fancy, just a little something. Then you just wipe those off with a wet wipe. Get a wipe out. Get my hands clean. Get my little stamp clean. You can find these little stamps on Amazon in my shop. Like I said, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But it's all good. All right. That's all we're going to do to our board right now. I did add the stamps. I put a little bit of the blush on a couple of places. And then I mixed the white sand and the cream puff and did our stencil. This is just our background. All right. Get those out of the way. Let's get that dry a little bit. While I'm drying, let's see who else is here. Hey, Mary Nilsson. Good to see you. Hey, Annette. Thank you for sending me over the falls today, Pam. Hey, Laurie from Lavender and Lace. If y'all see my friends on here, give them a quick follow. If it says follow next to their name, that means you're not following them, so give them a quick follow. Hey, Shannon from Rosebrook Cottage. It helps to follow everybody. It doesn't cost you a thing to follow people. And we know that you can't watch us all the time, but if you can jump on and at least watch us a few minutes and give us a couple of comments, we appreciate that. Thank you. Hey, Lady Matcha. And we're going to be nice on YouTube, or we'll just go ahead and take that comment off. So let's be kind today. And that's just going to give that just a little bit of a dry. All right. So we're going to do some different things to these. So I did some little tags. And if you use the, I used Canva. But if you have done these, like y'all seen me do these with the perfumes. Well, I didn't want the perfumes on these. I wanted these to be more for the flowers. So I went in and picked that back up and put that I would like to change the text. And you can do that in the chat GPT that's on your Canva. Now, you do have to have a paid Canva, okay? So we're going to use these and some lace today. And we're going to make these a little bit more Victorian, a little bit more primitive. Good to see you. All right, and then I've got a little small piece of lace we're going to use with these. So I thought that would be pretty to do these a little bit different. So we're going to take that larger one. Let's see, I think it's that one. It's going to go in the middle. And these are going to fit like this on this one, just like that. So I think we can do it. I think it'll be cute. In my mind it is, so we're going with it. So I'm going to switch those out, I think, a little bit. There we go. That'll give us a little bit better, I think, about like that. Okay, so let's work with these. I'm going to do them like this, so I remember the position I had them. Just stack them on top of one another, and we'll start on this one. So we're just going to take, on these, we're going to take a piece of lace. And the ones that I originally saw, they had put a little hole in each side, but I did do these are on rice paper. But I'm just going to do mine like this, and then we're going to put our lace kind of underneath. And these are going to be a little fancier than the ones we did yesterday. You like that idea? Well, thank you. I think it's going to be cute. I do. I like the idea too. Let me get the correct side of our lace here, because there is a correct side. One side looks better than the other. There we go. We got our correct side now. Now, I am going to trim this a little bit. Let's have a couple of places. Now, I got most of this lace from my friend Sue at Living a Heartful Life. We're going to use some fabric tack because fabric tack does really well. Hey, Sunshine. Hey, Patty. Good to see you. We're going to just put it on the back of our lace. You just need a dab. You don't need a lot. And we're just going to put that right here. And I'm going to put this one more toward the middle here. You could use hot glue. I would say not to use hot glue on these because the hot glue is going to make it stick up a little bit. You know, hot glue does not go all the way down. It's better just to use a glue, and I usually just use the fabric tack or one of the other fabric glues. You could also use the Fabric Fusion from Aleene's. It works well, and it's not as expensive. This has a little bit of a scent to it, so just know that it does have a little bit of a scent. And then you could put Mod Podge on the back of these, or you can put glue, either one. And I think that we're just going to put a little bit of fabric tack on these. Hey, Stephanie, good to see you today. And we can't always speak to all of you. We don't always see all the comments, Sean, especially on both platforms. We don't always see the comments. So if we don't see the comments, we maybe can't say hello to you. Please don't let your feelings be hurt. We just can't always see everything until the next day. So we also love our replay watchers. So if you replay today, you are welcome as well. And you can put the exclamation mark or point, replay, and that will give you a thank you for replaying. So that's what I use on my page. If you want to see how long you've been following me today, it's exclamation point followage, and that'll tell you. Now, sometimes they'll say you're not following. Just double check that you are. And if you are not watching me on YouTube, go and join me there as well after we get off, and make sure that you watch a few minutes and then subscribe. But look how pretty those are. I love those. Yes, I like it. Let's do another one. I need to cut a little bit of this lace off. Sometimes it gets kind of ooky. Is that a word? It's for me. I'm going to try to line them up the same. We're going to put some glue on the back. I hope you're good as well. Thank you, Miss Sharon. You are the sweetest. Well, I am just excited that you're here with me. Welcome. I am so glad that I do inspire you. And listen, anytime that you're inspired, you can share your creations in Craft Round the Clock. You wouldn't be able to put a video there, but you can share your, if you're not a Craft Round the Clock member, Craft Round the Clock creator. But you can put your finished projects there. So if you didn't know that, put your finished projects in Craft Round the Clock. I also have a group that you can put in my group, Sweet Treasures Shares for Creators. I do allow some videos there as well, and I just will approve you and put the video in. Make sure that you're showing how to do your craft, and then it is for creators, not for any other videos. Okay? And we would love for you to share. Hey, Irma. Hey, sweet friend. Everybody's here today. Excited. All right. So we got that one. Let's kind of do, they all do say Fleurs de Paris, which is flowers in Paris. And so we're going to use some different ones. I've got some different sizes. So we're going to use just different. And I was okay with that because it does have the flowers on the bottom. So this one's got roses. This one's got elegance and raffines. And this one's got cardinal, lavender. I don't know what some of them are, but I thought it was interesting. I'm going to look them up and find out what they are. I think that'll be fun. I think we have to explore other things. and learn from other things. I learn a lot from other people. I get some ideas from other people. Now, go and do your thing. So if you watch me and you like these, do your thing. Hey, Kimberly, how's my sweet Kim today? That's Craft Crazy Company. That's my friend Kimberly. And I'm just going to press that down. I'm loving those. Isn't that sweet? I like those. May have to put a little bit more glue right in here. It's sticking now. Okay, we'll do that one. All right, let's do this one. And I think we'll put, let's see, this is the middle one. Let's put our little square one on the middle. I think I like that. Now this glue does drip. I will tell you it does. It's just in its DNA, but that's okay. I just go ahead and don't let it bother me and go with the flow. So it does drip a little bit. So you kind of just spread what's on your side and go with it. But it will, and you do need to leave it on its side for best way to use it. Okay, put this one on. Let's see if we kind of got that lined up with this one. Doesn't have to be perfect, y'all, because they're not going to be all the way next to each other to worry with it. This one is a little bit deeper than the other ones. Hey, Miss Irma, did I say hello to you? I might miss some people sometimes, but I am so glad you're all here. Y'all tell me what you're going to do this week. Anybody doing anything fun, going on a excursion or going to the lake or anything fun, camping? I saw a lot of people, a lot of creators have been camping and stuff. I saw that. It's a great time to camp because it's not as hot. And it has been nice here. It's spring, but we've had cooler mornings and the afternoons are not bad at all. We only had to turn on the air a couple of times that it got up to like 80. Otherwise, it was good. So there we go on that one. Okay, that's our middle one. And we'll do these two. These won't take long. I'm glad you're here. Get enough lace off of this one. There's one little place right there, but I think I've got enough that I can fix it. I believe this might have been used on something else. There's a little bit of glue on it. Then I might have changed my mind, but that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on here. That's easier. Let's make sure I've got the correct side. Sometimes it's hard to see the correct side. So just put you a little bit of glue. You don't need a ton. Thank you for jumping on. Good to see you today. Hey, Paisley. Okay, that works. Okay. And I did go ahead and put a piece of foam in the back. The little soft foam does real well. Now, sometimes some of your flowers maybe aren't long enough to stick into the foam. You can just glue them in. We can use some hot glue and glue those in. Okay, let's see. So this one's going to be under that one. So let's use this one on this side. So we'll use that one. No rhyme or reason. Does not have to be perfect at all. Are y'all liking this? Well, let's float some hearts today. Let's see if there we go. So if you're on YouTube, there's your heart. And we can float them on Facebook. So is anybody doing anything fun? Oh, thank you, Jackie, for asking. He is a little bit better. I think he goes to therapy again today. But they're waiting on the x-rays to make sure that they think he just pulled something because he was, you know, using a shovel and he's been working in the yard quite a bit. And he has had, you know, some issues before with sciatica in the leg. And so they kind of think that it's just a pulled muscle. So he has therapy again today. He's going to physical therapy to try to get his back in order. He's still able to go to work and everything. I drove him yesterday, but he is able to drive. Because it is his left leg and not his right one. He wouldn't be able to drive if it was the right one, but he's able to go to work. Where he works, he's able to sit down some. The boss knows what's going on, and so they allow him to sit down, and they're fine with it. So he's doing it. But we're just going to pray over him. It's going to be well soon. He is a little bit better. He's sleeping a little bit. He slept better last night. Thank you for asking. He appreciates those prayers. The thing is, I got to go out and cut the grass. So that's probably what I'll be doing this afternoon, is cutting our grass. Now, I probably could get my neighbor to help me. I know I can do it. It's just a big one. Y'all, I got on it. I was going to go and do it. He has a big club. I think it's Club Cadet or something. Y'all, it was, you know, I can ride ATVs and all that, but I haven't done it in years. So it was it was a little bit, you know, intimidating. So I told him I would try today, and so we'll do it. It doesn't really need a whole lot of, it's mostly the weeds that are coming up, even though we put the weed stuff on there. All right, y'all, so we've got those, and we're going to put them on here, and then we're going to decorate them. So I've got all kinds of little things. We may do something else a little, but I just love that little spot of lace and that little sign. I think that's cute. So let me kind of get where I want to put these so we can kind of line those up a little bit. Now, if you wanted to put another stencil on here, you could do that as well. I'll make sure this is kind of what I want. That one's a little, maybe I want to, but this one's a little bigger. Now, I could cut a little bit of this off, but I'm okay. You see how you'll get a different size? Because there'll be different sizes when you cut them. I think I still like that one in the middle, so we're going to leave that like that. So now I'm going to take my hot glue, and we're just going to glue the sides. And the hot glue works really well. We'll put our flowers in. Then I can go back in and put some greenery. And I'll be adding a little bit of moss in there as well. Just a little tad of the hot glue on the sides. That one right there, kind of press it down, just hold it just a minute. And sometimes it doesn't go perfectly on every edge, and that's okay too. Yes, you can. But if you joining me late, I did show you some alternatives to using these. You can use some cardboard, you can use some papers, you can use a sack. You can get some of those from Amazon sacks, or you can ask for, some stores have the paper sacks. Now, they do not have them like at Walmart. I don't think Publix has them anymore. I usually take my own bag in there, but you can find them at some of the healthier food stores. They will have them, like Trader Joe's. They will have paper bags, and I recycle those. Now, if you don't know, you can go, I'm gonna get right here, y'all, so make sure that I kind of line that up. Okay, you can spread it out just a little bit if it's not exactly perfect where you want it. Just kind of bend it out a little bit. These are so forgiving. Now, I'm going to check out and see if I can find some more of these at the dollar store. Let me know if you don't see any, because they may already be out of them. I believe you can get them from Amazon. I will find them on Amazon if I can, and put that link in my link tree so that you can see that. I'm just gonna line this one up. Sorry, y'all, just feel like I can do a better job if I go up here. All right, let's put the flowers in those, and then we'll put the other two on. Let's kind of work with our florals now. Now, I've got pinks. I've got some dark pinks, light pinks. Some of them we're going to have to put some little sticks in. So let's see what we've got here that we can kind of make go and everything. I love these little flowers. I got these in a bundle. I think these came from Michael's. I thought they were cute. And I put them on a little stick. Some of the sticks we may have to cut down. So we're just going to go. We're going to see what we're going to put in each one. And I am going to put some greenery in there. So I think in the middle, I definitely want that little rose in the middle. I know we're going to use this. Now this might be a little long. We might cut that off just a little bit. When I cut it in an angle, and that gives it a little bit more stability to go in. Okay, let's try that. We know we're going to use this. So let's go ahead and put it in our phone right there. Okay, we're going to use greenery. So I'm going to put some greeneries in here. So if your item doesn't have a stick, then just take the sticks you cut off and save some of them, because you will use them. And then you can use that to put in the end of your flower so you can make it work. Let's put a little greenery behind this. Let's go ahead and kind of build us up a little bit here. Now, if you don't, that's styrofoam, there we go. If you don't have enough styrofoam, then you can just take some glue and glue it in there. So I'm gonna kind of get to the side here. See if I can, this is very flexible, okay? We may change that up a little bit. We may cut a little bit of that greenery off. Not sure yet. We'll leave that just like it is. There we go. All right, let's get another floral. So we've got this one, and that one's kind of a long one too. So I'm gonna cut that one off just a little bit, and I just glued it to the back. So just when these flowers come off of your flowers, which they do, save them because you're going to use them. We're going to put that one kind of right here in the middle. I'll leave it up just a little bit. Okay, we're going to add some more to that, but that kind of starts it. See how you just kind of get them started. I definitely want some of this in most of them. I just love these little flowers. Plus, I've got plenty of that. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to put it kind of on this side. And if they start to come out, just glue them, y'all. Just glue them in. They don't have to be the same or perfect at all. Let's see what else. Got one of these flowers. I'm just going to stick that one in. Right here, kind of in the middle. It's better to work at this end. Now, some of my stuff is kind of coming off, so I'm just going to take it and glue it. This is very fragile. You could put the other kind. I did not have any. This one kind of split a little bit, so I'm just going to glue it back. Hot glue it in. Put a little extra hot glue in there. There we go. And then you can take your flowers and kind of put it against your board as well. So if your styrofoam isn't working for you, just use your little hot glue. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna find that little finger. I think I buried it. It's all right. We're just gonna take our little tool here. I'm gonna press that back up. I don't want to get my fingers in it. Watch your glue. Okay, and then you can always bend them if you need to. So let's put a little greenery in that one. Just a little piece here. And I am using the back as well to put some of them on. And that's okay. It's going to work. Okay, little greenery. All right, let's see what else we got. We got some little small flowers like this. Are you liking these? Y'all float me a heart if y'all are liking these ideas. I want to know how you like them. Good, good. I'm excited you like it. All right, I'm just going to put those right in there. It's just a little small flower. And y'all, these are small to work with, but they work. But see how cute? Thank you for those hearts. Yes, I want to know if y'all like these. These are just something different. Now I'm going to put this, I love this one. This came off of something. Save all those little flowers, y'all. I have buckets of them. I don't throw them away. If a flower comes off, I save it because I usually can use it somewhere. Oh, I love that little I love that little bud there. Okay, we do have some white too if we need it. I've got these little pinks. These are kind of cute. Now, some of these came from the dollar store. See this here? Isn't that cute? All right, let's put that there. I'm just going to put some glue on it. Okay. Put that there. I've got some of this. This is something that came off. Just things come off, and I just use them. Let's take a little piece of that greenery. Let's see if we can put a little bit of that in. These are just different greeneries that I have. Nothing, I'm not going to make them be matchy-matchy or anything. I'm just going to put the flowers that I have, because we do not have to be matchy. I'm going to get me one of those pots that you get your hot glue. Little dipping pots. I see everybody using those. I like them. I used to have one, but it must have finally bit the dust because I've not seen it in years, so I think it did. Another thing I'm going to put in there is a little bit of Sweet Annie. So if y'all do not use Sweet Annie, it is a fun little item to use. I'm just going to put a little bit right there and maybe trim that off just a little bit right there. There we go. We can put a little bit more in another place. Let's take that and put it right back. And let's take that off just a little bit more. Okay, I like that better. Okay, so we've got some more of this we can use. I've got some, this is one of my favorite greeneries right where I had it in my hand. I dropped it. Where did it go? Y'all, things just walk off on your table or they move. It's all right. It's part of it. So don't let that bother you. It's all okay. It's all okay. I'll find it. I dropped it again somewhere. But here's a little piece. I got this at Walmart one day. It was like, it was called eucalyptus. Not seen any this year. I do love it because it is something, just a good color. Just to stick in right here on this side here. Like that. Let's see what else we can put in this one. I've got this little rose here. Let's see if we can put a little end on it. This one here, I think we're just going to take it and glue it right in there. I think we'll just glue it right there in between. Well, I think I might put a different one because I didn't like the way that did. Okay, here's another one. Now I have bits and pieces of these, y'all, and then I have little sticks here that I can use, okay? You can use the other end of a stick that you had. And we're just using some, just use your leftovers. Don't have to buy new flowers. Use your leftovers. That's what we have so far. Isn't that pretty? I like it. Hey, Kimberly. Hey, Rekindle Blessings. Hey, sweet friend. Thank you for jumping on. All right, so here we've got a little bit more of this. Let's put a little bit of that up in here. I like this. Well, I think we'll just use one side and then put the other side somewhere else. Let's see if we can kind of stick that in our... Some of these don't stick as well. There we go. That worked. Okay, now I do have some white flowers too we may use. So let me get a little piece of this. So like I was saying, I save the ends. Like this was a flower cut off. Save your little ends. And see, I'm not going to need all that. So I can just cut that here. And then I've got a stem to put in one of the flowers that didn't have a stem. So here's one that didn't have a stem. I'm going to put that one in there. Sometimes you have to trim it just a little bit. Just cut it at an angle. Some of them are bigger than their original stems. Just do it at an angle and it should fit in there. You don't have to glue it usually. Now this one's being persnickety. Let's see if I can get it in here. It is not wanting a stem, but that I got it. I got it, I think. But you know what? We'll make it work a different way. We'll put it right up here in the corner on that greenery and make it work. If they don't want to work, you just do something different. So we're just going to put that one right there. There we go. Now that's looking good. All right, we may add some more to these. We definitely need some more green. I'm going to put a little Annie, Sweet Annie in here. If you don't like this, you definitely don't have to use it, but I love the scent. I'm okay with it. And the little stems usually will do well with it. We're just putting what we have. Here's another piece. Let's put it in here. So we've got those so far. Now let's do our other two. And then we're going to add some more to it. So that's not all we're going to do. We'll add some more. And then I want to take, whoop, I do want to add a jewel to this. So I was trying to decide if I want to add jewels all the way around or just on part of it. Or do I want to put the jewel up on a stick in there? Kind of thinking on the jewels. Got several. And I'll probably be mixing and match. It doesn't matter if they're different or the same. You can do anything that you want to do. It's all right to mix your metals. So I've got a couple of pieces. Kind of decide I might put a jewel on there. Let me think on that. Let me put this back to get it. Y'all know you have to heat those back up if you've got that tool. Here's a little bit of white that would be cute that we can add. So we're just taking bits and pieces. Yes, bits and pieces of what we have and using those to put in here. So see how I trim that down a little bit so there wouldn't be so much? Now I'm going to trim this side because that was a lot. Okay. And then you can just trim the old pieces off. Okay. I'm just going to stick that in there. So let's get these on. Let's make sure this is where we want these. I think we'll put that one there, this one here. Are y'all liking this? You are? Hey, Fatima. Ah, you're working on your kindness with Hazel? You'll have to explain that one to me. Thank you, Irma. Hey, Cindy. How are you today? I have a friend. I have another friend named Cindy. Her maiden name was Smith. Okay, I'm going to try to line this one up kind of right under that one. And listen, y'all, nobody is measuring. Don't let it, you know, crafting should be a relaxation, not a stress. So just take your time with it. Don't get upset. Hey, Brenda, how are you today? Thank you so much. I appreciate those hearts and those sweet comments. Y'all make our day. We look forward to being on with you. And so it is the joy of my day to see all of you. Move that down just a little bit. And you can always kind of push them and get them kind of where you want if it's not perfect. And y'all, we're not going to worry about perfection. Perfection's just overrated, right? Okay, let's get these. I'm going to turn her to the side. It makes it a little easier. I think I'm going to put this one down in here. Yeah. Didn't quite like those sides, but that's the way it's made. So I think I'll just kind of twirl it around. Let me take a little bit off this one. And I'm just going to use some hot glue. Make it work. Hey, Totally Together with Brenda. How are you today? Are you on later, sweetheart? I don't know who's after me today because I don't believe we had a schedule today. So we have a couple of changes sometimes. And you may see somebody that has fit in the schedule. So when we don't have a schedule, sometimes we have to have a few changes. Somebody could be sick or something came up. So just hang with us if we have to change a little bit. Okay, let's see. I want this side. I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue. And just put that one right in there. Let's get another flower. Okay, this one here will work. Let me get a stick. what kind of glue tool do y'all like to use? This one is one of the Sure Bonders. I won't tell you that it's my favorite because it doesn't hold the heat long, and then you got to keep sticking it back over there. So I do have a Ryobi, but my little Ryobi doesn't want to seem to hold it uses a whole battery and alive, but I'm going to try to find it. My husband was going to work on it thinking maybe it had glue stuck in it somewhere, so I've got to get that back out. I do have a bigger one, and I usually plug it in too. I didn't think about it today. So I think I also like the little pen. I think it was Debbie was using one of the pens. I did like that, and I thought about getting one of those. Who has one of those pens and loves it? Okay, here's another Sweet Annie. We're going to stick it in right here. And my time is up, so I'm going to show you what we have. And I hope that y'all enjoyed that today, and I'll add some more flowers. You can add a bow if you want on it. I'm not going to put a bow. I'm going to leave it just like this. So this is the one that we made today. That was fun. If y'all do these, be sure and post them to Craft Around the Clock, and so that we can see what you did. And I will post a picture on my YouTube and on Craft Around the Clock today and on my page. Have a wonderful and blessed rest of the day, and thank you for joining me today.